Have you ever noticed how U.S. presidents just seem to age so much while they're in office?
Oh, yeah, it's really noticeable. Like, they really go through it.
Yeah, it's like you see the weight of the world on their shoulders, literally like etched onto their faces. Today, we're going to dive into a video package that explores this whole thing.
Sounds fascinating. I'm curious to see what they came up with.
Right. So this video, it hits you right away with these crazy before and after photos, split screens and slideshows. Obama, Bush, Clinton, even going all the way back to Lincoln.
It's interesting that they span across such a wide range of presidents.
Yeah, and they zoom in on the same things every time. You know, deeper wrinkles, the gray hair, just this overall look of exhaustion by the time they're done.
Like their energy got zapped or something.
Totally. And the video really drives home this point. Like, presidents from different parties, different backgrounds, doesn't seem to matter. They almost all go through this.
So it's not just like a Democrat or Republican thing. It's almost like the job itself has something to do with it.
Exactly. That's what the video is getting at. And they don't waste any time pointing the finger at the main culprit. Stress.
Oh, that's no surprise. I mean, come on. The president. That's got to be a pressure cooker.
Oh, absolutely. The video just bombards you with all these images. War briefings, economic meltdowns, political scandals, you name it.
Yikes. It really paints a picture of just relentless pressure. No wonder they look so worn out.
Right. And here's where it gets interesting. The video starts to talk about how this level of stress actually messes with your body.
Oh, so they go into the science behind it. This should be good.
Yeah, so they bring up this thing called cortisol, which is like the stress hormone. And they say that when you have high cortisol for a long time because you're constantly stressed, it can actually start to damage your cells.
Whoa.
Break down the collagen in your skin, which is why you get wrinkles. And they even talk about it messing with your telomeres.
Telomeres. Now, those are interesting little things. So for folks who aren't familiar, telomeres, imagine like the little plastic tips at the end of your shoelaces.
Okay, I get it.
They protect the ends of your DNA strands. Every time a cell divides, those tips get a little shorter.
And that's just a normal part of aging, right?
Right. But what the video is suggesting, and this is where a lot of research is going, is that huge amounts of stress, like maybe what a president goes through, could actually speed up that shortening.
So it's like their cells are aging faster.
Yeah, potentially. But you got to remember, it's not as simple as just stress equals wrinkles. It's super complicated.
Makes sense.
But the science is definitely pointing to a connection there.
And then on top of the whole stress thing, the video jumps to another big issue: sleep. Or, well, the lack of it.
Oh, I was just about to say, can you imagine trying to get a good night's rest if you're the president?
Yeah, right.
Hey.
The video claims they often only get like 4 to 6 hours a night.
Oh, wow. Seriously?
Yeah, because of, constant threats and global crises and all those decisions they have to make. It's like they're always on high alert.
Makes sense. It's like your brain never really shuts off.
Yeah, and the video really drives that home. They show images of that White House Situation Room, all the screens and everything, and then it cuts to a president working late into the night.
Man, I feel tired just thinking about it.
I know, it's pretty wild. And all that lack of sleep, well, it's not good for you. It messes with your body's ability to repair itself. It can lead to inflammation and all these things that contribute to aging.
Oh, absolutely. Like they've done studies on people with high stress jobs, like air traffic controllers, and those folks also tend to show signs of aging faster than average.
I guess it all adds up.
Yep, it really does. And speaking of aging fast, the video highlights a pretty powerful example.
Oh, you mean the Lincoln effect?
That's the one. I mean, everyone knows Lincoln aged like crazy during the Civil War.
Yeah, those photos are shocking. It's like he became a different person.
Right. And the video attributes that to, well, I mean, think about it. The pressure of leading the country through a civil war, dealing with so much loss of life, and even facing betrayal from people he trusted.
It's hard to even imagine that level of stress.
Yeah, you really can. I mean, his presidency was like a textbook example of extreme pressure and trauma.
Yeah, he really bore the weight of that moment.
Exactly. And it really makes you wonder, like, how much of that aging was just the natural passage of time versus the direct impact of those experiences?
That's a tough one to answer definitively.
Right. I mean, we can't just go back in time and do a controlled experiment, but it's a fascinating example for sure.
Okay, so up until now, the video has been talking about things that are, pretty well grounded in science or history. But then things take a bit of a turn.
Oh, what do you mean?
They start throwing out these ideas about secret medical treatments that presidents might have access to.
Treatments to slow down aging. Like some kind of fountain of youth for presidents.
Yeah, kind of. And then they even talk about the presidency somehow draining your life force.
Whoa, that sounds a bit far-fetched.
Right, and they even hint at the possibility of some hidden health experiments going on.
Hidden experiments. Okay, now we're getting into some conspiracy theory territory.
Yeah, it definitely goes off the deep end a bit at that point. Like they're trying to sensationalize things a little too much.
It's important to make a distinction here, for everyone listening. The things we talked about earlier, the stress response, cortisol, telomeres, lack of sleep, those have at least some scientific backing.
Exactly.
But these claims about secret treatments or a life force being drained, that's purely speculation. At least based on what we see in the video, there's no real evidence presented to support any of that.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to spice things up a bit. But as critical viewers, we got to be able to separate fact from fiction.
Exactly. Stick to what we can actually observe and what has at least some basis in science.
So let's try to distill all this down for our listeners. What are the key takeaways from this deep dive into the presidential aging thing?
Okay, so first off, the changes that we see in presidents' appearance during their time in office. It's a real pattern. Like it's not just a coincidence or a few isolated cases.
Yep, it's something that's been noticed throughout history.
And second, the presidency, well, it's super stressful. There's no getting around that. The video does a great job of showing just how much is constantly on their plate.
Totally. And they're not just dealing with stressful events, but they're doing it under constant scrutiny from the public and the media.
Right. The video even connects the dots between that high-pressure environment and how our bodies react to stress. It doesn't just stay in our minds. It can have a real physical impact.
Okay, so takeaway number 3, it's not just about feeling stressed. The video suggests that intense chronic stress, like what a president might experience, could actually be triggering biological processes that contribute to faster aging.
Exactly. Like we talked about with cortisol, telomeres, all that stuff, it's not just about wrinkles. It's potentially happening at a cellular level.
And let's not forget about the sleep deprivation. That's a huge factor too.
Totally. Being constantly on alert, only getting a few hours of sleep a night, that's going to take a toll on anyone, no matter how strong or healthy they are.
And then we have the historical examples, like Lincoln. It's a powerful illustration of just how much impact the pressures of the presidency can have on a person's appearance and well-being over time.
Yeah, that really drives the point home. Now, it's important to remember the video does throw in some more, let's say, creative ideas, like secret treatments, draining life force, things like that.
Right, but we gotta take those with a grain of salt. There's no real evidence to back those claims up, at least not in the video itself.
Exactly. It's more speculation than anything else.
So to come back to that big question, does the presidency cause accelerated aging? Based on what we've seen in this video, it seems like a pretty strong possibility. The stress, the lack of sleep, the potential biological mechanisms at play, and the historical examples all point in that direction.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that the presidency is a really demanding job, and that demand likely has a very real and visible impact on the people who hold that office.
Which brings us to something I think is really important to consider. Given all this, what qualities do you think are most crucial for a president to have?
That's a great question. Obviously you need someone who's intelligent, a good leader, knows how to handle complex issues.
Right, but do you think there are other qualities that might be just as important, even if we don't talk about them as much?
Oh, absolutely. Like, what about resilience to stress?
Yeah. Being able to handle that constant pressure without completely falling apart.
Exactly. And having good stress management techniques. Knowing how to decompress and take care of themselves.
That's so important, because if you're running on fumes all the time, you're not going to be able to make good decisions.
Exactly. And, I think even physical health plays a role. Being able to keep up with the demands of the job, the travel, the long hours.
Yeah. That's like being president is almost like an endurance sport.
Yeah, in a way it is. So yeah, I think all those things, the mental, the emotional, the physical, they all play a role in being an effective president. It's not just about policy and politics. It's about being able to handle the human toll of the job as well.
Something to think about. It's not just about what's in their heads, but also how they can handle the pressure in their bodies and minds. Something for everyone to consider.
Food for thought.
Definitely. Thanks for diving into this with me. It was a fascinating one.
My pleasure. I always learn something new on these deep dives.
Me too. All right, folks, that's it for today. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.